Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Tues.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, 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 hey.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing? It has been an interesting start to the new year and an interesting start to the week. And we'll get into all of that during the show today. We have so many things lined up for you guys. Between today is a Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday means that we really deep dive into local politics, and there are some local politics that we need to talk about today.
Politics or politics?
Yes, politics. Yes. We also have our political commentator Carlos Enriquez will be joining us in studio today, along with Senator Nick Collins of the 1st Suffolk District, I believe it is. So we have everything today is dedicated fully to Boston. Tell a friend to tune in right now because we are going to get into it. The phone lines will be open 617-272-3387. And we're going to talk. But before that, quick check-in. How y'all doing? We'll start with Isis. How you doing, honey?
Great. I'm doing good.
Good. How was your night?
Isis, we're going to have to start putting you on this one so we can put you on the camera.
Okay.
We got to put a face to the voice.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It is.
Did you do anything fun last night?
No, I worked. I worked with crazy dancers. That's it. And I slept.
Sounds like
Good.
fun.
I liked it.
How does it feel to be God's favorite?
Not God's favorite. Golly.
I had to. I was so tired.
Girl, listen.
How you doing, Miss Insomnia?
I'm just not doing good. You know, I'm toughing it out and making it through the days the best I can. But I did have a good evening. I must say, we had a really good evening.
Great
last
evening.
Night. We went to Mayor Wu's inaugural celebration, which took place at the Boston Public Library. I laid in my bed last night. One of the thoughts that I was having was like, that joint cost $100,000 or more. That was a lot.
Rent out the whole Boston Public Library with open bar in 17 different rooms and food neighborhoods and things like that. That was a little petty.
That was a lot of money that cost. And it wasn't just like whore's divorce. It was meals.
It was plates of food.
Yeah, like it was a lot. And the wine was good. And I liked that wine. But I went home and was so excited about the fact that I was a little tipsy because I was like, word, I'm going to sleep tonight.
But no.
Nope, couldn't get to sleep, and then once I slept, I couldn't stay asleep, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna get some drugs.
There's like this movie on Netflix. It's like these two people
I watched that movie,
can't sleep,
and I'm like,
then they sleep next to each other.
Yes, and I'm like, is that what's happening with me?
Actually.
It's called No Sleep Till Christmas, and the girl was getting married to her boyfriend, but could not sleep, and just could not sleep, and then one day she met up with some stranger.
So she hit him.
Yeah, she hit him with the car, and then he got in her car or something like that, and they sat in the car together, and they slept, and then they arranged to meet each other all the time to go sleep, like sleep dates.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I love that.
And then, she ended up leaving her husband and going with this
But you
guy.
know what? I remember when I was in college and I was always stressed out over a young man all the time. If I would go over to somebody else's house and just lay down while they were doing things, I could sleep.
Yeah.
Like maybe the noise from them or whatever, or just feeling safer, I guess. That's the only time, because I used to be up. Anxiety used to take me by the balls.
Yeah, well, that's what it got me, by all the things.
By your cajoons.
Well, everything. Cajoons and all those. But that's what Mommy said yesterday. She's like, just come over here and sleep. But then I had all this stuff to do. But I'm looking forward to just getting some sleep one day. I don't know.
One day.
Isn't that nice? I don't think I would feel that comfortable. My mother would never say, come and rest.
Go and sleep.
Just come and sleep.
Just come sleep. Just come over here and sleep. Nobody not gonna bother you.
Except her.
Tony! But anyhow, besides that, got some tough news this morning, and life is, 2026 it's
Life
gonna
don't be fair.
it's gonna be better though. Like it's gonna be good. I had to tell Noah this morning, today'll be a good day if you want it to be a good day.
Say that.
And
Amen
so
to
that's
that.
how we have to look at life. It's gonna be good if we want it to be good, and things are gonna happen that we know have to happen, but it can be good if you want it to be.
Hello.
Amen.
Say that. Say that. Tristan, how about you, brother?
I'm good. Did some business yesterday. Had a great meeting last night. And looking forward to this year, man. Getting everything in line.
Yeah, I feel good about getting things lined up. I've had a different approach
Yeah, man.
to life.
Yes, I gotta say you've been pretty positive.
I am, because you want to know what? There ain't no more down I could go. Like, there's no more that I can go to. Like, I have to go up, and I'm only going to do things that help me to be up. I don't even want to stay parallel to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, if it ain't working for me, I'm just not going to do it. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't really, like, trying to help other, like they say, you cannot pour into
Empty
From an
empty
empty
cup.
vessel. You can't
Yeah,
pour from an empty vessel.
from an empty vessel, and I'm pretty empty, so like I don't have nothing to pour into nobody else. So you either here or you not.
Yeah.
That's it. However, getting drunk last night was awesome.
Yeah, you look like you had so
Had a
much
good
fun
time.
in your wheelchair.
That's the type of thing that I like to do.
Shenanigans.
Like shenanigans. We sat down, didn't speak to anybody for like the first hour, and ate and drank, and then we did a walkthrough and then walked back. That's it. And it was good because we saw a lot of people. So this was at the mayor's inauguration. We saw a lot of people. We got a lot of inside scoop that we'll be telling you guys about very soon. So make sure you tell a friend to tune in, because we got the goods.
Yeah.
Got the sauce.
Yeah, we got the sauce. And like this year we're just gonna be honest and transparent with ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, Corey, are you a hip hop journalist? Talk to us.
We might have to talk, yeah.
DM us immediately, Corey. Now, actually. But with that said, in the interest of time, let's just get right into the show. We'll cover our local news. We probably won't get into our national and our entertainment because we have guests, we have talks, we have phone lines, all the things. So let's start this show. Let's go.
Let's go.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
What is this, Doctor?
This is
Well, Spark of New England, Spark FM.
Bringing the heat back to the airwaves.
Turn us up.
All right, let's take a look.
it's the voodoo.
I wanna take some time out to think things through. I know it always seems when I'm going around and run through. That's my
Yeah.
song.
Run,
I
run,
should have went to the concert just for Monica.
Yeah.
I heard it was great.
I-
But I'm not a Brandy fan at all. So I don't know how I would have done that. But
Yeah. Just get there late, like how we usually do. Anyway.
But see, I think in those type of ones, don't they do a back and forth type of thing? Like you do one, I
probably.
do one. Like
Yeah.
just
Each
do
other switch
all
off.
the same thing so we can pick when we want to go.
I realized the other day that the first concert that we've ever been on time for was Burna Boy. We was there
Oh, we was
mad early.
there very, very early.
We was there
Very-
before the band set up. We was there. But yeah, I think that a lot of people said that concert was really, really good. You know what I really want to go to too? The Jeezy Orchestra. Jeezy?
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I wanna
I want
go
to go
to
to the Nas one and the
The
Jeezy
Nas one and
yep.
the Jeezy. Yeah, I would like to do that. Black tie, people looking real good. And I heard that it's amazing with the orchestra. So, whatever. It's a new year. We got to do things.
We got to do things.
gotta
We're going to
do
do
things.
some good things. So today is January the 6th.
Yeah.
It is 9:40 a.m. And the weather today, currently it's 27 degrees. We're going to get up to a high of 35 and a low of 26. Yesterday it did snow. It did snow. And there was some weird looking little snow too.
Yeah.
It's supposed to do a little bit of that tonight over the in the midnight after 12 o'clock. It doesn't tell us how much we will get. Cloudy conditions will continue all day. Wind gusts up to 9 miles per hour. So about 12 to 6 a.m. it's going to do a little, that looked like a snow rain. That
I
icon
can't do
looks
this
Shane.
snow anymore.
Yeah,
I keep
Shane.
almost falling.
I
it is
did a couple of times
slidey.
yesterday too, and I think that's why my back is so strong these days.
Oh, that must be why.
Yes, yes, sir. So let's get into the news. Don't forget, Brunch and Burners is on January 31st. It is brunch and LTC firearm class where you'll have all the certification you need to go and apply to get your license to carry so that you can purchase a tool of safety and safeness. Also, we're starting a bingo night.
Yes.
Bingo and mingle. Hey!
Yeah.
Bingo and mingle, and that is going to start next Wednesday, I believe it is. It is a $20 entry. There's going to be all kinds of prizes, cash prizes, regular prizes, food prizes, resource prizes, all kinds of stuff for you guys to come and enjoy. It's only 2 hours, so it doesn't take much. There will be drinks, all kinds of great stuff. So make sure that you guys come through and get it going.
What date is that? The 14th?
The 14th,
Okay.
yes, the 14th from 6 to 8. And it's going to just come chill. Adults are always looking for things to do.
Yeah.
I'm giving y'all something to do.
Yeah.
So come and do it.
And it's a nice, you get to meet people. Reach out, you network a little bit.
You can bring your parents.
Yeah, bring your parents and just have a good time at the Spark FM. It's nice.
Yes,
It's
sir.
nice.
Today, like we said, we got a special guest let him sit in the middle, and a special guest in the building. Well, he's not really a guest.
Nah.
Special person in the building. For the first time, we have Senor Carlos Enrique. I mean, boop, 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 because he's all over the place. Oh,
You
true.
just put them in this studio.
In this studio.
Yeah.
In this studio.
Yeah.
But you've been here before.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I don't think so.
You never been here
No,
in here?
The reason why I came in today is because Triz won't fix the audio on the camera, on the HD camera. It makes me look real good. Can't let this butters on my face go to waste. I need that glistening HD 1080p.
Not your butters.
Well, officially, welcome to Spark
Well, thank you.
FM.
welcome. It's good to see you. Happy New Year.
You came to my house on my birthday.
Yeah, you had to cook out in the
Yeah,
backyard.
you came to my house. I thought it was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, welcome to Spark FM. We'll give you a tour later.
All right.
But yeah, so welcome to Spark FM. Carlos Enrique's here for Super Tuesdays. We usually hear him streaming in, but he wanted to come and sit down because
Big things are going.
with big things are going.
Yeah, right on time, too. It's a good day for you.
It
to be a
is,
Spark
it
FM.
is. And then later on, we're going to have a special guest, Senator Nick Collins, who's going to be coming in and talking to us. We affectionately know him as the tax man. So we're going to talk about taxes, and a lot of you guys have been complaining and wondering about them things, and we're going to get into it.
Get into it.
Yes. So, Carlos, we're about to get into the local news, and then
like
we'll
it.
switch into politics right after that, although politics is a
Local
part of
news.
the local news.
It definitely is. I mean, it's a big part of the local news. So, like I said, today is definitely a Super Tuesday.
Yes.
We got that kind of thing going
Did y'all
on.
go to the party last night?
We
Okay,
did.
all right, I'll save it, then I'll ask questions about y'all later.
We had a good time.
Good time. So let's get into the news. Mayor Wu starts her second term promising bigger, faster, greater delivering. Now that's another matter, and this is according to masslive.com. They the one who said that, not me. So here's the thing. A political inauguration speech essentially exists for two reasons. First, it's the place to brag about all the stuff you did before, salted liberally with high-flown rhetoric. And second, it's your chance to promise big on the new stuff that you're going to do now that the voters, in their wisdom, have returned you to office for another term. And I don't know what happened to the rest of the story.
Did you guys hear her speech last night?
No, tell us about the speech.
I didn't hear it either, but I did watch the commentary after the speech. And you can tell who is completely on the train and whatever.
Yeah.
But they said that she did really well. She really addressed the people, set out some future plans. She did go after all the things that she has done in the first term and all kinds of things as such. We'll go into this video that Tristan has pulled up
Yes,
right here,
go ahead,
and then
please.
we'll get into it right after that. Did you hear the speech, Carlos?
No. No.
I'm really into listening to speeches sometimes because I'm like, just do the work.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
do the work. Here's the clip.
All right, here's a clipiando.
There's my friend Culpeppers. Culpepper time. Hi, Mira.
Let me see.
And the little boys sliding across the floor last night. Gonna spank them.
Reflects that uniquely Boston blend of science and the arts to serve the public good. Thank you to our hosts at the BSO for sharing this beautiful venue with us and for opening your doors to all the children of Boston as partners in our Boston Families Days program. Governor Healy, Congresswoman Presley, Congressman Auchincloss,
Push a little bit.
Chairman
after
Michaelwitz,
this.
Leader Moran,
this
Prince,
name
and a BPS alum was standing on the banks of a half-frozen river, focused on getting home to Boston. Henry Knox was on a mission to bring Canada.
Yeah.
Historical, huh?
Yeah,
American Revolution
I
type.
did hear her put into mirror a piece of the speech where she was talking about the baby and the baby taking its first steps and how we have to take our first steps and be confident as we are walking through life and things as
Boston
such.
took all the first steps.
We do. And that's something else that she said. She says that we're going to pretty much do it our way. Boston has always led the charge on being trendsetters and stuff like
She
that.
wants to be a beacon for the next 4 years, a beacon of
for
light.
freedom.
Yeah.
Right, for freedom.
And she doesn't want to necessarily do what everybody else does. However, we heard that maybe she is. But that's what that is.
I mean,
I think politics is politics in general. So
things
no
don't
matter
change.
how better you want to be,
Yeah.
them little deals in the back be.
When you're a shrewd operator, she's a shrewd operator.
and shout out to you, Carlos, because I call everything friggin' political theater now. Like, that's the political theater that Carlos chose.
As they say, it's part of the game. You got to charge it to the game. It's
Yeah,
just how some of it goes.
that term stays in my house rent free. What is it? However it goes. My brain is tired. But that happened yesterday, and then into the big shakeup news that happened in Boston yesterday.
Leave that till last. So
we're gonna do that last. Okay. A woman lying in Boston Medical Center ER, paralyzed on one side of her body, was raped by a man in for a psych stay who was supposed to be supervised but wasn't.
I didn't mean go there. I mean, what is that?
I mean, you told me to skip it, so I had to go to the
Excuse
next
me?
one.
What the hell?
Yes, that's what happened. That's what
He
the
like
hell
snuck
is
under
it?
the bed or something like that, and they arrested him when he tried to get back into the hospital again. Clearly, they had some gaps in security.
Wait, he already assaulted her.
He was
They got
there
him
for
out.
psych, and he snuck in, and when a nurse, he snuck out.
Yeah.
And then I guess he came back again, and that's when they caught him when he tried to re-enter and get a fake badge, a visitor's badge is when they caught him.
Crazy.
I was reading that.
Why did they let him go in the first place?
Security must be a little lax, because he should have been under supervision the whole time. If you're for a psych eval,
And
you're never out of someone's
I
sight.
thought you were supposed to go into a room and be, locked from the outside. If that's what
they can't see you turning the key. I don't know if everybody can see you.
I know, like locked. Yeah, but it's supposed to be locked from the outside.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sit down in there. That's crazy, boss. Oh, that's awful.
And
So
you just
he's-
read the gray part because that describes what exactly happened.
So when he first entered, he looked surprised to see the victim. She initially thought that he might be a hospital employee. You got a story? Go ahead, go.
Yep.
All right, here goes.
The clip.
Mine's that it? Thought I had it.
Who is this guy?
Another patient's room, sexually assaulting her and stopping her from calling for help. Today, he faced a judge. Our Jericho Train is joining us live. She's got the full details on this disturbing story here. Jericho.
Jericho?
Yeah, well, that patient is facing 2 counts of rape. Back in September when this happened, we're told that hospital staff at Boston Medical Center were supposed to be watching that patient the entire time. Somehow, he escaped and entered the room of another patient who was in the ER, who was not only recovering from surgery, but also partially paralyzed. Today, that suspect went before a judge here at Suffolk Superior Court. Take a listen.
This was a true crime of opportunity. The defendant did not know the victim, and it is not known what his intentions were when he escaped his psychiatric hold.
This is Barry Howes. He pled not guilty to 5 charges he's facing, including 2 counts of rape. We're told back on September 13th, the 55-year-old snuck into the room of a patient who was experiencing partial paralysis on the left side of her body. She was inside a hospital room by herself.
After entering her hospital bay, he took the call button from her, precluding her from paging for help from hospital staff. He said, "If they find me, they'll find you," and made a shushing motion with his finger over his mouth.
We're told at the time Howes snuck into her room, a hospital staff member was supposed to be with him the entire time.
The defendant was at BMC on the night of the assault on a Section 12 hold for mental illness.
He's totally blacked out. All right, so he has no idea of what's going on, and if you listen to the facts and the statements
a defense attorney is a nasty job.
About my client, you can see there's no rational basis for what he's saying.
A nurse finally walked in, but Howes remained under the bed where he had sexually assaulted the victim.
He didn't even stop when a nurse entered the room, and it wasn't until the nurse said, "Do you know him?" that he fled.
Court documents also say he returned to the hospital later to try and secure a fake visitor badge and was taken into custody shortly after.
This assault was brutal and brazen and occurred in a place where people go for help, to be fixed, healed, cared for, and saved.
And this is not a domestic.
And Howes is currently being held without bail. We reached out to Boston Medical Center several times today and have still not heard back. In Boston, Jericho Tran,
It wasn't
NBC
even
10
like
Boston.
reading the details. It wasn't even something that even immediately happened. I can't even imagine what the victim is feeling. They said only the nurse came into the room and saw the victim looking scared, so asked her what was going on, and I guess she heard the shuffling under the bed. She asked the victim, "Oh, do you know him?" And she was like, and the nurse let him walk out, and he was walking just casually down the hallway and down the street when the nurse had to leave the hospital and point him out because he had already gotten out.
But I'm so confused. You know, they're talking about this occurred in the ER, and they said that it happened in her bay. Aren't there just slots with little curtains in between? How did that?
Sometimes they got doors.
No, it's the ER. Some of them they have the corridors.
Yeah, they got the little doors. Because I
like
know in children's they
yeah.
have those private rooms
That is
and stuff.
awful.
That is terrible.
That is.
Imagine being under
She was paralyzed and she just undergoes surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mercy.
Boston police are investigating a shooting and a possible connection to a nearby crash in Dorchester.
I think this is on my street.
That's why y'all need more
This is my street.
It is your street.
It's my street. Yesterday when I was at the thing, one of my neighbors called me. It was like, "What's going on at your street?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't hear one.
I know because when we came home last night, they were out
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
Speed bump soon come.
There's one. There's one on the
Maybe
street.
need two.
There's 12 on Howard.
Howard.
And Howard
Yep.
and one on my street
One.
at the beginning.
They don't
And
need
like
one.
why we did
It's
that?
a short street. It's a short street.
Then why put it at the end of the street? Why just put it there at all?
It's,
You know
or
the
at the
people to
beginning,
call.
depending on where you come from. As soon as you get on the street, it's
Remove this.
A person shot in Dorchester late Monday night is expected to survive, police say. The crash happened shortly after 9 p.m. on Avenue. Somebody said. It wasn't no Brook Avenue. Boston police told Boston 25 News that no arrests have been made following the shooting. Officers headed to a crash on nearby Folsom Street. It's not Folsom.
Folsom.
That's
The other side of Howard.
Yeah.
They said that the crash could be a part of the shooting.
Calculated.
Minor
sense.
injuries were reported. Huh?
It makes sense. Like if I was just involved in a shootout and I was racing to get
Where's
away.
Brook
I
Ave?
don't know where that is.
Brook Ave is if you're on Dudley, the next street down from the park, it empties out onto Dudley.
Okay.
Cuts over from West Cottage. If you're going up West Cottage from Dudley,
By the bridge.
you take that left.
By the bridge?
No, further up from the bridge.
The other way.
You know where the bodega is?
Yeah, it's the other
You
way.
take that left on the West Cottage and you go up one block and Brook runs across West Cottage right there.
You must be from the neighborhood.
Around my way.
That's your hood.
The man charged with the murder in Commonwealth Ave hit and run is fighting delusions and psychosis. This is the man that ran up on the sidewalk and killed the art dealer.
Oh, yeah.
And his dog.
And his dog. Yeah, so he's fighting delusions and psychosis. That's just an update. I don't want to get into that. Police probe death of pedestrian in Upham's Corner on New Year's Eve.
Happening?
Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't.
Your neighborhood is dangerous.
but for cars and for pedestrians.
Right. This is from the Dorchester Reporter. Boston police are investigating the death of a man who was apparently struck and killed by a pickup truck in Upham's Corner on the afternoon of Wednesday, December 31st. According to the police report, an adult male victim was found lying on the ground at the corner of Dudley and Belden Streets around 2:35 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Firefighters from Engine 21 were first on the scene and were treating the man with unknown injuries. The victim was rushed to Boston Medical Center and pronounced dead at 3:44 p.m. Homicide detectives were notified and responded to the scene. The suspect vehicle, a 2020 white Chevy pickup, was towed to Boston Police Headquarters. The names of the victims and the driver have been withheld by authorities to date, but the report said both were known to the Commonwealth.
Damn.
What does that mean?
That's
Known to
interesting.
Commonwealth.
Here goes some that's
At least he stayed, though. He didn't leave.
Work with
12:20 a.m. 33-year-old Nicolosa Ventura Cola
left that church, crossed Acushnet Avenue, but was hit by an SUV, dying shortly after from her injuries.
That's not
that
it.
driver, though,
This is in New Bedford.
Well, and that's another piece of news right there too, because that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I have it. But
we could move on.
Speaking of under the bed too, yesterday it's not in here, but there was a guy, I think from New Bedford, that was stealing snowplows. He had went to some dealership and stole a whole bunch of snowplows with their rigs.
Yep.
Like, I don't even know how he did this without people noticing. You have to have
He took the trucks and the plows, or just the blades?
Just the blades.
Oh, that's smart.
So I'm like, how did he do that? But anyhow,
Forklift.
when they went to go arrest him, he was hiding under his bed. They found him yesterday.
It's the safest place in the house.
It's the safest place in it, but it's not the best hiding space.
No.
Like it's the one space that everybody's guaranteed to look.
That's so weird.
Maybe that's the thought.
Behind
the door, in the shower,
The closet. Maybe they're thinking they'll never check under the bed because they'll think I wouldn't be too stupid to hide under the bed.
Why would I be under the bed?
Is that smart or is that stupid?
I'm gonna try that on wifey.
Look at that.
Be under the bed, like Carlos.
She'll never look. I know she
won't.
won't look under the bed for me. No, never.
Now she will.
Oh yeah, she is listening today too.
That's the first place she look.
You said you wasn't gonna be there. Now you're here.
Like under the bed or behind the curtain. Stand up straight. Yeah. Boston doctor deeply worried after CDC announces new childhood vaccine recommendations.
Boy, I tell you that RFK out there is in there ruining the world.
And that is a video. Can you play that?
3 children in Massachusetts have died in recent weeks. A health department official says it is shaping up to be a severe early flu season, and kids are getting very sick. The state did not reveal how old the patients were, but health officials are urging everyone to get a flu shot. At the same time, the federal government is rolling back recommendations for childhood vaccines, dropping the guidelines from 17 immunizations down to 11. Julie McDonald explains what this means for families.
Strong reactions from many in the medical community. Pediatricians and other experts say that this change will create confusion for parents, wasting valuable time during appointments, and more concerning, putting children at risk.
Sinking feeling in my stomach, when I saw that these recommendations are out there.
The clinical director of pediatric infectious disease at Mass General Brigham stresses there is no new evidence that changes what experts already know about the safety and effectiveness of child.
I want y'all to hear what the clinical director of infectious diseases, that is who JFK is saying she don't know what she's doing. I know. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know about any of this stuff, but I'm going to make medical recommendations on behalf of the entire country. And I think that he is the most dangerous position that Donald Trump has put in.
Childhood vaccines.
We are focused on the science. We're focused on the evidence. We are focused on what is best for the children of this country. And I am deeply worried.
Effective immediately, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has dropped recommendations for 6 vaccines for children, including flu, hepatitis, and RSV. The change comes as flu cases surge and against the advice of the American Medical Association and the American Academy of Pediatrics.
It's shameful that our government is misdirecting us like this, and I'm concerned for my family's health, but glad that we live here in a place where most people will be following the science.
Yeah. The overhaul comes 1 month after President Trump ordered a review of the childhood vaccine schedule. Public health experts warn it could have devastating impacts, increasing child illness and death from preventable disease.
It's putting a lot of diseases back into this bucket of like, hey, we're not going to worry about them as much anymore. We're not going to work as hard in fighting them. And I worry about, what we're going to see.
Did they mention which ones that they took away?
Yeah, some of the flu, some of the good ones, measles, probably syphilis.
There's a reason why we live longer these days, and it's called science.
Yeah.
But I guess people don't want to live as long as they.
As long as you read a couple of articles and research papers, I guess those are what's more important. It could be an article or a research paper from Ali's Roti, and they'll be like, I read an article one time from Ali's that said, don't give nobody no more Tylenol. So that guess They did a research on 13 people,
Charlene
and that's the
Chanel
one.
said, "I'm not trusting anything from RFL. His recommendations might as well come from Santa."
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take Santa over RFL.
100%.
Seriously, this is so crazy.
That are no longer broadly recommended by the CDC's flu, rotavirus, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, meningitis, RSV, and COVID-19.
Oh, and COVID-19.
Well, that's because there's probably a new strain. It's COVID-25 or something.
25. RSV is dangerous because that's the lung one that makes you not be able to breathe.
That's the one that hits seniors often, right?
Yeah, and babies.
Yeah. And babies,
these are the ones what was it, a couple years ago, everybody was getting hit with. During COVID, it was RSV, COVID, and the flu. All combination.
Yep.
But what do
Javi says your doctor will still recommend them.
Oh, good. Especially here in Massachusetts.
I was gonna say, with the flu, I remember I had held off on getting Noah's flu shot, not because I don't believe in whatever, but I just hadn't gone to make the thing, and then I read something that said how like thousands and thousands of children die each year and I was like, let's go. Now.
I'm about to go take
Get
me
in
and
the
CK
car.
today at Walgreens.
Yeah.
We don't got no more Walgreens, so I guess we can't get
There's one Walgreens right there.
Oh, I'm going to get one there right there.
Go to that
Put
one.
my arm into that little public.
Yep, and Lots of Beauty says RSV is high right now, and the flu is really, really bad right now.
You had it.
I had
Yeah.
it, and people who are getting it, it lasts about a week.
Call
and
it
it's
the super flu.
completely-
Then.
Yeah, it's debilitating.
Everybody
It's
at the airport
awful.
was coughing. I threw my face mask on immediately.
Listen, you need a face mask and a balaclava because
I had the balaclava. I didn't know you was hip to that.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
I keep
know
one
that.
in my pocket just in
Listen,
case.
because it ain't cool out there. It ain't safe.
It ain't safe.
I need to go down.
He sure did bring it out, throw it on the counter. And now, not now, but Boston police officer on paid leave after domestic violence charge. I think he strangled somebody like how Stephon Diggs is accused of doing it.
Jesus, Lord. People just being strangled left and right.
Ricardo Alexander was placed on paid administrative leave after his arrest. A Boston police spokesperson confirmed he pled not guilty in court. Boston police officer is on leave after he was arrested and charged with domestic assault last week. He's charged with strangulation or suffocation and assault and battery on a family or household member, according to the Dedham District Court's records. He pleaded not guilty on December 31st and was released on his own personal recognizance. He is placed on administrative leave after his arrest. Boston
Paid administrative leave.
Oh, paid administrative, yep. Sergeant Detective John Boyle said he clarified the department was not involved in his arrest. Alexandra, who's been working as a Boston police officer since 2015, earned more than $320,000 in 2024.
It's a good contract they got signed over there.
$320,000.
Overtime. Well, that's a lot of
Just
overtime.
overtime and no tax on overtime, thanks to Donald Trump.
Can I how do you be in the police force without being a police
They
officer?
said that the age limit has now gone. You used to have to be a certain age. They kind of took that out a little bit, so they need more. Especially, there's nobody signing up to become
But
police
she doesn't want to be
officers.
police. She just wants to be. You,
No, I
you
just
want to be
wanna
civilian.
I want
They
to
have
be
civilian
a,
positions.
I know, 'cause
Yeah.
my friend got a good position.
Oh yeah, you do.
I'm about
the crosser, street crosser.
That's
they work for the police.
But do I get a
They want to
gun?
get a little badge.
Can I get overtimes?
I don't think you get
don't
overtime
think you
on
might
getting
want-
children.
Dispatch,
home.
you got a good
Overtime.
dispatch voice. You ask a lot of questions. Dispatch might be where we need you.
Oh, I could be a 911 operator.
No, I feel like that's traumatic.
No, I can't do that. You know, my
Okay, well, you're
I
right.
can't take it.
That's a good
But
assessment.
I'm gonna have to work in the community service or something. Community service paid.
Yeah,
like that.
I wanna wear a uniform though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pick up that. You can do the phones.
Yeah. Oh. Well, this guy was ordered to turn over his credentials and equipment, including weapons. The order said,
But not his paycheck.
But
Okay.
not his paycheck.
No, but that's probably in the contract.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
probably have it locked in their contract that administrative
Those
leave is
police
paid.
unions, I heard, are amazing
Yeah.
at negotiating for the police officers when they do that. But we're going to talk to Nick Collins about that because he did have part in a bill that had something to do with that.
Oh, look at
'Cause
you.
I was like, damn, this man got a lot of bills. I read them all because I've been up since
man
4
works.
o'clock.
That man works.
He works. And then now, Boston City Council presidency race shifts hours before the vote, and I want to know all the meat and potatoes about this because the things that I heard,
So
the
let's-
rumors that are being.
So go to the article first.
We
and
were
then-
talking about this months ago, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we
since
were.
election day. So, everybody's surprised, but
Right. Well, we were hyped yesterday because we read the article from the Dorchester Reporter saying that
Coletta
our
Zapata
boy Brian
dropped out, right.
Coletta Zapata dropped out, and
Yep.
Brian was like in there, right?
Right.
And then yesterday afternoon, I got a phone call. It was like, Liz Reardon
Yep.
won. And I said, who?
The District 9 city councilor. She's actually a dope councilor.
I heard that she's a really dope person.
Yeah.
So
I'm like wondering why we haven't spoken to her, because we've spoken to all the people, haven't
almost all of them.
Austin Brighton.
Yeah.
That's probably
So
why.
break it down.
Yeah.
So we know from last month that we first got alerted to what was going on in the presidency from Julia Mejia.
That was November.
So after the election, Gabriela Zapata decided, she went to the Dorchester Reporter and they took out an article and they said that she has secured all of her votes in order to get the presidency.
And that was the day after.
That was the day after. And I'm kind of concerned because I was like, how did you know that you was going to get there?
Yeah.
And how did you know that the people you spoke to was going to end up making it?
Right.
So, interesting. So fast forward, Julia Mejia launched a campaign for transparency within the presidency, and
she kind of launched an educational campaign.
Yes, an educational campaign.
She wasn't going to be a candidate herself.
Yeah,
but she wanted people to be the process to be more open, right?
And she wanted to be
I thought she wanted to be a candidate for
I don't think so.
Yeah, she did.
Did she?
She wanted to be the president, and she wanted a fair chance to be able to talk to everybody.
Yeah, because I think she was highlighting the fact that, like, how are you saying this when you know you're not giving all of us a fair chance.
So fast forward, Gabrielle Zapata, like everybody's like, oh, Brian's like, I'm still in the race. Julia's like, I'm still in the race.
Well, Brian was very hush about it. We weren't hearing it from him. We were hearing it from other people. Oh, and Brian Worrell.
Exactly. Also. And in a couple of articles, he did say that, he's still in the race.
Yeah. I remember saying it publicly like the week before. Yeah.
Okay.
So boom. Now we get to hear, we read the article just yesterday morning while we were sitting here, and we read that Gabrielle Zapata had dropped out from the race.
Yeah.
So automatically, we already know that Julia and Brian are there.
But they mentioned in that article, too, that Brian was basically a
right.
shoo-in.
Yeah, Brian was a shoo-in.
She announced publicly that she was going to be supporting Brian and his president, Councilor Worrell, sorry.
Yesterday afternoon, the Dorchester Reporter also put out another article saying that Brian looks like Brian is it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Until you open up the floor for nominations, I can nominate any of my colleagues if I'm a city councilor.
And this is real-time
This
live
is
voting.
real time, right?
Yeah.
You don't even he might not even have known that someone else was going to be nominated, right?
Yeah. Okay.
He might have thought he was going to be the only person nominated.
Yeah.
The floor opens up for nominations. A colleague of his stands and says, "I'd like to nominate," and names another one of his colleagues.
Yeah.
And now what we find out is that some of that might have been based on a conversation that they had the day before, late in the night. Two councilors show up at a councilor's house and say, we think you'd be a good leader for our body as an alternative to Zapata or Worrell.
Right. Because Liz is it Breardon or Reardon?
It's
Bearden.
Bearden.
Beardon.
No,
So-
Breadon.
Breardon.
Yes.
She said in her speech that she did not know last night that she would be in this position.
So that's where we go. So from yesterday morning before the inauguration until today, we found out, and I'm giving y'all a scoop, and I'm not going to say, we're not going to rely on our sources. We found out that two counselors ended up going to Liz's house on Sunday night and convincing her to run for the presidency.
Yeah.
In my opinion, probably at the behest of the mayor.
Okay. Probably at the behest
and that's your opinion is widespread amongst
that's my opinion,
a lot
my
of
unofficial
people.
opinion.
A lot of people seem to have that same opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, come voting time, everybody's sitting down. At this point, Brian's probably like, I'm in there.
Yeah.
Everybody, we congratulated him yesterday morning because there was really kind of no other people that was there.
Right.
To find out, I got the call yesterday and they were like, oh yeah, Liz Breardon got the presidency. And I said, what?
7-6 vote. And if you look at the voting line, it really breaks along Wu loyalists and those that are not always with
and that's the thing, because I feel like that I don't know if I've ever paid attention to a city council president race before.
Glad
but
it got you now.
Yeah, the way that they and this is who voted for her and put it out there, and it was like, oh my god.
Do you have that list?
It's a roll call. I mean, so she had Louisiane, she had Zapata,
Santana.
she had Santana,
Pepin.
she had Pepin.
Yep.
She had herself, obviously, Breardon. Who am I missing? That's 5. She needs 2 more. I don't know. My memory's not as good as who sits on the body.
Who sits on the Weber.
Weber, that's right. And we need one more.
Something with Z.
Coletta Zapata.
I thought I counted her.
Oh, did you?
But maybe.
I don't think you counted her.
Maybe not.
I don't
maybe
think
not.
you
that's
So then
7.
on the other hand, we have Julia, Flynn, Murphy,
Yep. Culpepper.
Culpepper time.
Culpepper time.
Worrell himself.
Worrell
He can vote for
himself.
himself.
That's it.
That's 6.
That's
yeah.
6. And then Ruth Z being the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I guess.
And she voted with.
And she voted with Liz Brereton.
Yeah.
The problem here is.
Oh, you said Sharon Durkin?
Oh,
Durkin,
Durkin.
that's the name
Durkin.
we're missing, yeah.
Somebody else that I don't really know about.
A Wu
anyway.
ally.
No.
Yeah. So what happened? Like, what is this? I know it's politics.
It's politics.
But it's also
in the city
friendship
of-
lines too.
Yeah, I don't.
No?
Friendship, that's something that y'all talk about outside of politics.
Okay.
Like, I'm very collegial with our next guest.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're friends, but we're always going to be polite to each other. We're always respectful, right? So I think people see that sometimes and think that means we're always going to be in line and step. There's times where we would debate and argue, and then there's times where we'd fight a Mayor Menino, on keeping a pool open. So it just depends on the item at hand is really what you're looking at. So if I'm a mayor of Boston, and all the mayors do this is not just Wu, even though this is our second time moving the presidency at the last minute.
Because
She did it to Ayanna Pressley too, when Ayanna Pressley was going to be president. She moved her vote to Flynn unexpectedly, and that was a big thing. But
So, like, what is the underlying reason that somebody would
there
cut
could be a
somebody
ton.
off the needles?
There could be a ton. I might
like
not
that?
want you to be. I used to work for Council President Michael Flaherty.
Yeah.
And he had been president for like 6 terms in a row before there was term limits.
Okay.
And Mayor Menino didn't want him coming for his seat too early. So, affectionately, he kneecapped him. He called the other councilors and said, no more votes for Councilor Flaherty.
Yeah.
And he lost the presidency that year. So you might want to do it to keep someone's shine down. You might want to do it so that you have your allies. So if I have the presidency, if I'm the mayor, and you guys are my allies on the council, I put you in charge of all the committees I want to make sure that my work's going to go through. And I also want to make sure that my friends are there. So you're not calling a hearing on what do you hate? Speed bumps and bike lanes, right? I don't need that headache.
I don't want you to call that hearing.
If I make you the chair of that, or I make the president, and the president makes you the chair, or make somebody else the chair, now I can say, all right, we're not going to have any hearings on that. So it's a way to exercise some control over what might go into committee, what committees handle it, who gets to manage whether it comes out of committee, and how that whole interface works between the mayor's office.
I guess
and
my
council.
question is, it seemed to me that Brian he didn't oppose everything he did. For the most part, I feel like he stayed pretty neutral in
But who
in
wants
general.
neutral if I can have you in my gear?
Touche.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not
Touche.
saying against Councilor Worrell, but a mayor wants a smooth road. If you can eliminate bumps, you're going to eliminate any bumps.
And other things that I heard, that Brian is very staunch in what he believes, and so he would not just kind of go
fold
with
over,
roll over, and they don't want that.
Yeah.
There was also then the conversation turns to him being a male, him being a black male, and things like that. We haven't had a black male city council president
Since Yancey, I think.
Yep, Yancey.
Yeah, so things like that.
But I also don't want to miss. I know people are going to think about the race issue.
Yeah.
I also, what I thought was a credit to Worrell is that he's able to work with more conservative counselors.
Yeah.
That he's able to work with an Ed Flynn. That he's able to work with Aaron Murphy. Because when you're sitting on a council of 13, you need to get to 7 no matter what.
Yeah.
So if you cut off 3, 4, 5 people that you're never going to speak to, it makes it that much harder to do the city's work and get to 7.
When I saw that Aaron Murphy was, on his side, I was like, he's all set.
Yeah.
He got Aaron and Ed. He all set.
Ed can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
So, very, very shocking.
I'm actually glad, considering the climate of Boston's local scene. There's been a lot of scandals in the last couple of years. So I'm actually kind of cool that he ducked it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so.
One of the things that came out, not even to whatever, but onto what you were saying, some of the storyline of what I'm seeing in the think pieces that are coming out is white lesbian woman, first time on the council versus a black male,
and she's an immigrant as well.
Yeah, so. Are we looking for the diversity visual? Like, is that what we want? Is that how we're trying to set this stage up? Or because I don't
know about that.
Who trumps diversity here, the black man or the white lesbian woman?
I think the newspapers are going to sell papers with those headlines, but I think it's really just a power play at work. It's really just and Mayor Walsh would have done a similar thing. Mayor Menino had done a similar thing. You put allies around you when you're in politics. And it's as simple as that. Now, it could be petty reasons. It could be important reasons. And I know people on the outside get very emotional about it because, we have favorites. But sometimes we get a little bit too emotional, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes we
and
start
try
to
to
believe
dig
that
things.
our favorite politician is always going to tell us the truth.
Yeah.
Or that if the mayor says that whoever the mayor is, it's got to be right. And,
Yeah.
and I'm saying that intentionally because as we segue into our next part, I've heard people make the comments, well, I heard the mayor say this about the tax code.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that doesn't mean the mayor's always right. So it's important. I'm glad we have this platform here at Spark that we are able to hear the entire story and explore everybody's opinions, so we can educate everybody on both sides of the story, and then they can make their own determination.
I guess the only other piece that might be a little bit messy for me, and I'm gonna take it there.
Yeah.
From what we have known in the past 2 to 4 years that both of these that the counselors have been pretty much there because they've been there. It always seemed like Ruthie and Brian aligned on a lot of things, and they were like, loyalists to each other and making sure that they had each other's back.
Yeah.
What does that mean for just the atmosphere inside of the council now?
Yep.
Now that I know you said it's not about friendship and
no,
stuff,
I get
but
what you're
that
saying.
really
You're right.
is that
There's
does
a collegial
sting.
feeling on a body of
Yeah.
13. You're closer, right? I used to serve in the House, and I think in the House when we was then Rep Collins, there's 160 of us.
Yeah.
So you can avoid Western Massachusetts, or you can stay away from some people. You can't really avoid your council if you're 13.
The 9 of us are here.
So that relationship could chill a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as they're aligned on issues, so maybe they don't grab coffee. Maybe I'm not sure if they sit next to each other. L and W, they got some space in between them. So it chills, but again, I think it's more issue based, right?
Yeah.
I don't really care if they're friends or not. I want to know, are they voting and getting
favor.
budgets in the best interest of my community and the people I care about and love. So that should trump
kind of
everything.
piggybacking on what both of you said, like I felt a way yesterday, and maybe I am taking it too personal because I know these people, but also like what you were saying, I was just like this. I had a bad feeling. I had a bad feeling
have a strong
yesterday.
stomach for this
yeah,
stuff.
and I was just like, oh, that's who it was.
Yeah.
These people, and I felt bad because I don't know. It just.
It feels weird.
It feels weird.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, like in seeing some of these people last night, it was kind of like, how do I?
Yeah. Like, I don't really.
I don't know. But,
you can also tell.
But
you can also tell.
But it also, not just for the city councilors, but for the mayor as well.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh.
Like,
how
this is.
do I feel
like, this
about
wonderful
this?
evening is a little bit tainted. But I
Yeah.
guess when you're that deep into politics,
Yeah.
it really is about your goals, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need to make happen? And I might lose 1 or 2 friends.
Yeah.
But if I can push the agenda that I think that I like, then that's it. Quick segue. We did speak to Brian last week about the taxes, and I know you brought that up a little bit.
Yeah.
We're about to
Brian,
speak to whatever, but this is another big thing that's gonna to unfold.
People have already got
in
their
the
tax
midst
bill
of
in the
this
mail now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and just so as we segue into it, there's a difference between we did speak to Councilor Worrell, and he's talking about putting together some legislation. I think we can ask the senator about that. I don't think it's filed yet, and I'm sure he'll have his brother Rep Worrell file it on his behalf. But that's a totally different bill. And a totally different action than what has been debated over the last kind of 6 months. So what people just got in the mail is an increase that the mayor increased due to assessments happening downtown.
Yeah.
So I want to put the floor there.
Okay.
So people are thinking this is not an increase that just came out of nowhere. The mayor decided to increase this to make up for a budget
Because
shortfall.
of downtown.
Because of downtown or different commercial
The
properties.
non-complete revitalization of downtown.
So I just want to
which is
square that. I've heard the narrative
Yeah.
put out several different ways, right? And we're gonna get the good senator in here. I know he's been made to look like the boogeyman. So
John Wick
He
of
represents. Well, I will wait. I'll wait and let him get a fair intro.
With that said, we're going to take a quick break, do a little reset, get Senator in here, and then we will continue on the conversation. If you guys are watching online, the phone lines are open, 617-272-3387. And when we come back from very, very, very quick break, we'll be talking to Senator Nick Collins. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We'll be right back. We're Super Tuesdays, politics time.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve.
Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini right here in Spark FM Online. SocaRadio.com, the #1 place for soca, hip hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It's The Avenue.
At Rockland Trust Bank, we know that listening matters, not just to your financial goals, but taking the time to really get to know you. Whether you're building a family or a business, investing in a new home or a college tuition, planning your finances for the next 30 days or the next 30 years, our experienced bankers will listen, not just to provide advice and resources, but to foster a relationship that truly matters. Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. Member FDIC.
MLK Weekend, we outside and we turning the vibes all the way up. And when I say all the way up, Boston, get ready for Sunday, January 18th. We get ready for Fetology, the golden era. We talking real Caribbean vibes from the 90s to the 2000s. The golden era of rhythm, anthem, wine, and pure bashment. It's a birthday celebration for Gary Banton and Big Trini.
Oh gosh.
And we take it over Sorrel and Lime, 986 Blue Hill Avenue. It's Fetology, Chapter 1. Music by the big selectors, Clarity House Crew.
Clarity House, a veteran from 19, how long?
DJ Legend.
Me press trigger, me no press people button.
Diamond Dale and the Sunning Family, and more.
Take a jump, take a jump, take a jump up now.
Back-to-back juggling, no long talking, and straight vibes. That's Fetology. Get your early bird tickets right now on Eventbrite.com. MLK Weekend. No work, no school, all fets. Sunday, January 18th. Tag your crew and touchdown early. Boston, Larry Fets.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information.
Spark FM.
Some of them don't like me. Some of them just fight me. All of them could rock so.
Spark FM.
One girl every day. One girl every day. Say me name and me magically appear.
Spark FM.
Body better get her cause she out here looking fun. Better pop it because I'm out here popping mine. Don let this Don Julio gon' do the trick every time.
Spark FM.
So can you come pick up your clothes? I have them folded.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
All right, let's take a look.
Welcome back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back. It is a Super Tuesdays where we get very, very, very deep into civic engagement, local politics, and everything that has to do with your life. If you don't politics will politics you. With that said, today our special guest is Senator Nick Collins. Welcome, Senator Nick Collins. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I hope it started off good.
Absolutely. Today, the Feast of the Epiphany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So I'm catching that a little bit. I'm on my way in, so
I was telling Noah and I
Little
were
Christmas.
studying yesterday how to that we have to take down the Christmas tree today. It's the end of the Christmas season today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't catch this till I was listening to Christmas Mass.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason Joseph and Mary had to make their way back from Nazareth to Bethlehem is because Caesar Augustus decided to have a census. Why? To levy property taxes.
Look at that.
Look at you.
Nice segue.
Very nice.
Very
Just
interesting.
So I guess we should let people know where you represent first. You're the state senator for the first Suffolk district. What neighborhoods does that include?
Before you even get
Before
there,
that,
tell us what a state senator is. For those people that don't know, because we start from the beginning.
Right. So we have local government, that's the city council, you were just talking about that, and the mayor that has started their new term yesterday. On an even year, we start, on an odd year, we start our terms, we're in line with the Congress. So the state legislature, which is main building is the State House on Beacon Hill. There's 40 members of the Senate, 160 members of the House, and we represent all the people in Massachusetts that govern state laws and state budgets.
Okay, and you would be the equivalent of like a Liz?
Yeah, he started.
Okay, all right.
He started as a rep also.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. So now we know where
ascended
we're
to
at.
the upper house.
Yeah, they call it the upper chamber.
upper chamber.
I'm not so sure I say that.
Who's
but
your
yeah.
counterpart? Because there's two of you. So
Well, actually, no. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So where there were 2 in the United States Senate representing Massachusetts,
Yeah.
there are 40 senators representing 160,000 people each. So
Okay.
in Boston, there's several of us. Senator Liz Miranda's one, Senator Lydia Edwards, Senator Michael Rush, and there's some others in Boston.
All right.
Domenico, yeah.
Yes.
So now everybody should know where we lie in the
in
org chart.
Right.
Yeah.
And the first Suffolk district includes Dorchester, a little piece of Mattapan just
Okay.
past Lower Mills, and the south end, a little bit of Roxbury, kind
it
of
here?
in and around St. Patrick's, just up. Yeah.
Okay.
I am at the Fairmont line.
Okay.
Kinda is
Yep,
sort of the dividing line. And south end, Chinatown, and the Harbor Islands.
Oh, that's a good chunk of
Good chunk. So if you're on the Dorchester side of the Fairmont line, you're in Senator Nick Collins' district. If you're on the right side of it, you're in State Senator Liz Miranda's district. As it runs up Blue Hill Avenue, kind of that was it Columbia Road.
right here.
Yeah, more like Columbia
And
Road.
they say that your district is majority minority.
Yes, it's combination majority minority, and it's one of the I think we have about 5 or 6 in the Senate.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we got the basics down. You are the tax guy.
I consider myself the math guy.
The math
Okay,
guy.
The math
I
like
guy.
that. I like it.
And we started this segment. We ended the last one just kind of drawing the foundational line in the sand that these taxes of the 13% have increased due to budgetary deficiencies, and now we've had to increase our residential taxes. What are the two positions, Carlos? Can you break down what the two?
Well, from how I'll kind of recap the narrative that we've heard,
Yeah.
right? So the narrative was that because our vacancies were rising in commercial properties downtown and other places, that to make up this shortfall in the budget, and the shortfall in the budget is a nice way of saying we're spending more than we're taking in, that we need to that the city needs to increase taxes. So I believe the city is bound by a 2.5%, Proposition 2.5, that the mayor can't push more than that without
vote of the people.
A vote of the people, exactly. So she filed a bill, I believe, with the House.
Twice,
to
right?
create relief.
Okay.
Well, the bill goes to the House, and then if it passes the House, it goes to the Senate.
Yeah.
And as the narrative has been told in many places in our neighborhood, is that everything was going smooth and that this bill would have saved everybody from this increase, but State Senator Nick Collins killed it.
Yes.
Now, I've worked in the House, served in the House. That's not how, it's usually not that simple. It's never that linear a process. Bills come in, they never stay the same when they come in. They change, people amend them, they change them, they figure out how it's gonna affect everybody, all the different constituents. And what I will say is, as I pass it to the senator, is that I know him from his work of being very diligent. I know him to challenge. We've challenged mayors before when we had to fight for the people, whether it's
Mason
keeping a pool open, whether it's resource based, and we talked about it earlier, fighting for neighborhoods or constituencies. That's what I know him for being very, very good at. So
Thank you.
I don't think that's I'll let you figure out that narrative that came in. Once that bill comes into the House, how do you see it when it moves into the House and the Senate?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the scapegoating and the finger pointing is unfortunate, but bottom line was this, and this was last year, so, actually, I take that back, the year before. A proposal came forward, it was a home rule petition. Home rule petitions are different than general legislation in that you can't amend them the same way. If it's if it's substantive, it has to go back to the city council. It doesn't change. This proposal came forward. The city refused to release the data. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What is the value? How do they value your home?
Yes.
Which is a big part of your tax bill. So if you have a 7% increase in rate, which was voted on this year, approved by the mayor in December, they're saying bills could go up 13%.
Yeah.
Well, you had a 7% increase in rate. What does that tell you? The rest of it is tied to the valuation increase that they do unilaterally. It's not a vote of anybody. Now, I bring that example up because what's transpired is unilaterally Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, other parts of my district saw their valuations go up year over year, and last year and this year, 10%.
Oh, already.
While others, like Back Bay, we just saw a mansion sold in Back Bay for $21 million that the city assessed it at 12.5.
So
that's a major tax cut.
So let me just hold it there because I want to explain to people. People you want your house to have value.
Yes.
On the market.
On the market side, but your valuation. What the city decides is what's tied to your property tax.
Yeah.
So if they're raising your valuation,
you're raising your property
taxes. Now, are you getting more services back for that? Or are you getting better streets? Are you getting better services? Or are you paying for payroll? Are you paying for things like White Stadium? Are you paying for other pet projects, as you would call it? Yeah. So that's a good question and a good point to understand that valuation.
And so there's a process that we're educating people on. It's an abatement process. And this triggered a Supreme Court decision in 1979. It's called the Traeger case, when the city decided to overvalue to make up revenue for budgetary reasons.
Ain't that what we doing now? That's right now.
To make up revenue. They did this unilaterally and they did it disproportionately. And that case forced the city to pass legislation to float bonds to pay everybody back. It was something we do not want to find ourselves in. Yeah. But to get back to your point earlier on about why, the why is a good question because it was a conscious choice to raise taxes to the max levy. So under Prop 2.5, the city cannot raise taxes, or any city in Massachusetts cannot raise taxes beyond 2.5% over the previous year. So if overall the previous year the city raised $100 in taxes, they can't raise more than $102.50 the next year.
Okay, yeah.
Now that's in everything, commercial, residential, combination. That doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah.
And if your budgetary requirements lead you there, then you get a problem. What other communities do? They take it to the people because that's the law. Sometimes it passes, sometimes it doesn't. Lexington passed an override. It failed in Dedham and Norwood. And they usually put forth specific things. We're building a new school. We're building a firehouse. And so there's a reason that exists. So you're not finding yourself in this situation where we're spending beyond what we're bringing in, forcing tax increases, which we talked about the 250th anniversary. The founding is about tax increases, and so I think the important thing to note is we don't have necessarily this year in the succeeding years, which is why this proposal was short term, a revenue problem. Why? We have $552 million in the city of Boston surplus fund. Why are they raising taxes on residents if we have $552 million in surplus funds?
Now the pushback will be, oh, that gives us a AAA high bond rating in the city and keeps our credit good.
What's a bond rating?
The bond rating is your credit score.
Okay.
Is a government credit score.
Yeah.
So you can float bonds in the market. People will invest because they know it's a safe place to keep your money for a few years.
It's a business.
But to Carlos's point, up to a certain point, Moody's, the rating agency, said a couple things. One, you don't want to stockpile surplus funds because you end up putting pressure on your consumers, your residents, because you're raising to the max levy, stockpiling it over here. You're getting interest off of them, and they're cash strapped. While you have a basically they could keep a little bit less than $200 million in the surplus account
and still have that bond rating
and still protect that, and so that's good. Which is why the city last year. Now, I supported it. I supported them doing it. This was an act by the city council and the mayor to draw $110 million for new affordable housing projects for future residents.
Yeah.
For projects that haven't been built yet.
Future residents.
But
the residents
we believe we should get relief, and so we do have agreement in some places with the legislation. I want to get to that because we put forth proposals.
Before one is taxing on residents, and the other proposal would be taxing on commercials.
No, so there's no proposal that we have to tax residents.
Okay.
The city pursued increasing taxes on residents.
Okay.
The mayor, and they're suggesting it's to bring in revenue that's needed. There's no requirement to get to that 2.5% max levy. There is none. And if you have those resources stockpiled in your surplus account, you should be leveraging that. And that's another thing that Moody's and other sort of taxpayer advocates suggested. City decided not to do that. They say, well, we haven't in recent memory we haven't ever not gone to the max. So why would we not go to the max? Well, because
everybody's kind of being squeezed right now.
Yes. So the proposal was this. The proposal was to suspend state law. Right now we're at the maximum of how much we can charge commercial properties.
Yeah.
The commercial property tax rate, including the retail business downstairs, is 2 times the rate of residential.
Yeah.
So the residential, the small business community was not immune here.
Yeah.
So that's where we heard it.
Hello, this
We-
is where
we-
I was.
thank
I
you.
was here with
Main
you
Streets,
for that.
Main
Yeah.
Streets is going to get croaked by this
Yeah.
bill. Absolutely croaked. So much so, and they knew it. They put a section that said, if we croak you, this is not the same
Yeah.
language. If we croak you, we'll put a side grant program that you can chase. And while you're bleeding out, we may call the EMTs.
Hello.
It's like that's not a plan.
And this is part of the narrative that I don't think enough people heard. Because I'm just going to say it on behalf of the people that talk about these narratives. People made it seem as though kind of you were the shill for the business community, and I think people are thinking like big business.
Yeah.
They're not thinking of we're sitting in Mattapan and it's the person downstairs
Lab
that
with
runs
the
the small business,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's your liquor store. It's where you get your hair and beauty products.
It's your Spark FM
Right.
because
And who do
we're
they have
getting
to pass
squeezed.
that bill on to?
Yeah.
The consumers who are getting squeezed.
Exactly.
So-
It's like it's
Or the
not
renter
like the
from the
Pelicans are
homeowner.
dropping off
Quick
this.
pause there. One thing, and I'm going to throw this in here. When Brian was sitting here, he was talking about the declassification
Yes.
of the different levels of residential and commercial,
Yeah.
which I think in order for us to figure out what's going to happen, we do have to separate, the one resident owner from the 15 unit resident owner because they might kind of classify as something
Great point.
different.
And I think Council Worrell's got a really novel proposal there, and it hits to what they call vertical inequity of the city's valuations.
All right.
Because if you're having mansions on Back Bay,
Yeah.
essentially paying 1% of their value on property taxes, while single-family homes in Mattapan and Dorchester are paying way more than that proportionally.
Yeah.
That's unfair.
It's unfair.
And you're hitting more people there, and more people there've been meetings in Back Bay saying, "Why are we so undervalued here?"
Yeah.
I don't know why we're paying such a low property burden. Property tax
What a
burden.
good problem to
So,
have.
I mean, they're like, this is even confusing to them.
So so her bill hitting the wall in the Senate is more about one, it being and I'm phrasing this as a statement as a question though. One is the home rule petition. It doesn't allow other senators to amend it as possibly needed. And two, you guys, some of you weren't the only vote against it, wasn't it?
There's no support for this.
Yeah,
There's very little-
everybody says he
there's
was the lone vote.
There's no support to.
I know
to-
you.
to
I
pass
think
it in the Senate.
Brownsburger.
Maybe
right.
a few people would think it. I think there was pressure from people because in the second go around, I will say, or the third go around, they finally put in some benefits that were significant, which we're going to include in our Senate proposal.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next
Including
question.
the rebates that I filed in January. The city ended up putting that in the home rule petition. They filed this thing late, so it really was not taking it seriously. The commercial piece that we have a significant concern, particularly about small businesses.
Yeah.
Because they're not losing value.
Yeah.
The buildings are not vacant. Clearly, this is a good example.
Yeah.
Upstairs is not vacant, or they're a one-story like Sweet Life and restaurants on Dorchester
Exactly,
Avenue.
yeah.
Like they're gonna get the dramatic increases if that were to pass without real relief. And so, unnecessarily, because we have $552 million in the surplus account
that we're not using.
that we're stockpiling,
Yeah.
according to Moody's, that they're gaining interest on the taxpayers'
true,
behalf.
yeah.
And it's not like they give that
money rolls.
They
right.
don't give you the interest,
Right.
So there's a solution that's a win-win, not a lose-win.
Yeah.
Because the people who are going into your small business or who run the small business would be feeling the pain, passing it on to the same people you think you're giving a break to. When here's the rub.
Same thing for homeowners
There
passing
was
it to renters.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, there was no tax cut coming.
Yeah.
Just we're clear, it was buried under the headline. But the city the mayor committed to raising property taxes, 9 to 10%, regardless, even if it passed.
Yeah.
That's not a tax cut for anybody. So, but I think it's really important as we're heading towards the end of the month, and in this bill, we're going to try to also extend out the date where people can file abatements.
Yeah.
Because people should not be paying on outrageous increases that they're not benefiting from.
And just to clarify, what is an abatement?
Thank you. Yeah.
An abatement is an appeal on the valuation of your home that the city has determined is the value, even though there's no justification. People hadn't put a dime into their house; it went up 10%.
Right. No one's coming to inspect it. No one's looking at your
leaks
roof.
everywhere.
Right.
And I got my house went up dramatically.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's dissect some of these questions because the questions are rolling in pretty heavy, and I know that we're pressed for time. So Charlene says, or in case blah, 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 blah. A lot of people don't know there's a real way to get your property tax down to $0 forever. I'm not sure what that means, but Javi said bond rating is fine, but city states can't deficit spend.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So what he's saying is you can't, and Carl's point earlier, you can't overspend what you bring. So if you can only raise 2.5%, then
you can't spend.
You have to do other things to raise revenue. You have to do better at tourism, so you get hotel taxes.
Yeah.
You have to
write more tickets.
More state aid, which we have been delivering. This is the most significant thing we did. And it started when Carl and I were in the House, was the reform of how we fund public education. The city of Boston is seeing a dramatic increase in state funding for public education. So the state assistance has increased, but new growth, and not new growth where it's going to cripple neighborhoods, but areas that are maybe in older industrial areas. There's areas like the waterfront that have grown that was sort of like dust. They were collecting dust until
like an Olmsted Green project over here.
Green.
Yep.
When you put new developments on the books, it doesn't impact your 2.5% ceiling. So if you want to continue growing city services and spending, this is what has happened over the last several decades. Municipal administrations have kept property taxes low by generating new growth.
Yeah.
So
we're not generating any growth.
The lowest in a decade was last year.
What do you think could help generate more growth, not just by overtaxing people,
can't do that.
but like what should we be doing as a city to help generate more
I think it's both a city and a state because it is the capital city, so we do have a responsibility at the state level. And what we have been doing, in our economic development packages and housing packages is increase incentives, increase some targeted tax relief, and investments to grow business and to grow housing opportunities. We did put a lot of funding forward to support the city's office to housing conversion. It's expensive, but it's an effort that I think is legitimate. But I think and the city has begun to do this. I support their efforts. I think we need to do it at a broader level, at the state level, to put out more public property, because when you talk about costs of construction, cost of land, cost of capital, everything is expensive. You're not you should make less to build a building. That's a tough conversation.
Right. It is.
And you have a certain rate you're going to get for borrowing. If we drop the cost of land through municipal lots, which they're doing, and through state properties, then we're able to bring in.
So you can tax more rather than tax higher.
That's the thing. If these lots
you want to tax 150
revenue
people
coming in for the city
instead of raising it on 100 people.
Housing and good jobs. So it's something that we need to focus on.
Next here? Like, what's the next step in this process?
Yeah, you mentioned the bill.
Yeah, you've mentioned the bill. We've had this in the court, in the Senate, in the House. It's passed. It hasn't passed. It's all. What do we do now?
Okay, so one, I definitely think people, and we can share this with the team here to put out for people to apply for their abatement before the end of the month. February 1st, February 2nd. And we're hoping to extend that date in the legislation
for the abatement.
Yes, and we have two pieces,
and that's
in
through
here.
the city.
That's through all cities and towns.
Yep.
Boston's focused on it right now. It gives everybody the option. We would authorize the city, and this is a part of the something the city supports, to issue rebates to cover the cost of the increase.
Okay.
And that's something we can afford out of the surplus account. Also, a proposal by Senator Brownsberger, which I support, and all these have bipartisan support in the Senate, which is important.
This is rare.
Yeah, exactly. And especially today and age. But is to mitigate anybody who gets an increase, that what happens in the first 2 quarters, people see a double tax bill. It's not just the increase, it's a double increase because they tax on an annual basis, but they spend on a fiscal basis. And so January 1st to December 31st, they tax you. They value your home.
Based on the calendar, right?
Yeah, July 1st to June 30th is how they spend the money. So
based on the budget.
We have to get you twice in the first 2 quarters to make up for it.
That way we have it in the bank, right?
Until you're dead, you never see that back. So what this other proposal does is mitigate those increases, mitigate those spikes, immediately for people that are.
So these are bills that you guys already have filed?
They're poised to be pulled out of Ways and... No, they're filed. Yep. They've been heard. They're in front of the Ways and Means Committee in the Senate, which is the last stop before the floor. Yep. And we expect those to be in front of us. We're discussing this later on this week about the details, but because we expect a little bit more to be a part of it, as Kyle said earlier. Sometimes bills don't end up the way they start. We'll probably have some more things in there, but including the targeted senior property tax relief, including
small business
personal
tax
property tax relief. There's some small business stuff we're looking at, but. I will say, at the state level, we also have increased the senior circuit breaker tax credit, the earned income tax credit. People need to understand this too.
Even we're getting rid of that.
Even if you do not, even if you do not owe a burden to the state, you have to file these taxes. ABCD will help you.
Yeah.
You have great tax preparation services, and these are benefits. You can get a rebate check in the mail, even if you don't own a tax burden. And these are thousands of dollars that people should not leave on the table. You have till April to do that, April 15th, but I think it's something people should really be taking advantage of, because when we talk to the Department of Revenue at the state level, not as many people are taking advantage of that are eligible.
Yeah. And can I just ask a question? Because I keep on thinking about this $552,000 million surplus. What is that for? What would that be
what are we
used for?
supposed to use that for?
What is that?
I mean, you can
Rainy
use
day
it for
fund?
anything.
Right.
That doesn't say it's a rainy day fund.
What they used for some of it, you used $110 million last year to put towards new affordable housing construction. What you can do with some of that, there's about 98,000, a little more than 98,000 residential property owners in Boston.
Yeah.
Issue everyone a $1,000 rebate.
Some.
To give people relief from the increase.
Yeah.
In addition to mitigating those spikes from people that got even more than a 10% increase, was what one of the proposals. You can leverage it for all sorts of things, and it's what they call. They've debated how they come up with this term. Free cash is how it's categorized.
Everybody loves free cash.
On the books.
I would like that.
It's clearly not free.
It's never free. Nothing's ever free.
But
from the city.
But so saving some for the protection of the bond rating is important. But you have a substantial amount that can be leveraged. And again, this is a short-term thing because you have to get the new growth back on track.
Yeah.
You need to continue pursuing an additional state aid. I know we're not getting much help out of the federal government right now, but to continue to grow spending requires growing revenue. And this is something that people need. I'll never forget this. It was 2 months ago. Some residents of Mattapan were up at the State House, and they grabbed me, and they were sort of wrestling with this debate on the property taxes, and wanted us to find a solution. But they ordered me.
You must.
Sounds like Mattapan.
Not remove the right to vote on Prop 2.5.
Okay.
And that's something that the mayor and other mayors across the state want to do. They want to get rid of Prop 2.5 because they think it restricts their ability to raise revenue.
And they become
this
kings
would
and
be
queens.
go to the
So it's an end
people.
around that, and that debate's going to come up. I know we're going to be hearing from people. My commitment is to protect people's right to vote.
And there's a quick note here. It says if cannabis tax revenue wasn't stolen away from the disproportionately harmed neighborhoods, then families in ADI neighborhoods wouldn't have to worry about property tax increase. Is how factual
right now
is it?
they're going to they're getting awarded to programs.
Yeah, no. So there's a couple challenges with that. First of all, I think that the tax revenue, that debate when it came up, I was concerned with how much revenue people were debating. Both state and local government should be assessing on that, particularly as it's in its startup phase. But we did work hard, and I was the author of this legislation. Actually, it came out of ideas in the community around the Social Equity Trust Fund.
Yeah.
But again, good lesson there. Like this proposal to have a grant program. When you're chasing resources in the aftermath, when people need it in real time, if you leave them alone, instead of taking revenue away and then giving it back, especially in that period of time when we're in that startup phase, people
stabilize
struggle.
them.
So there's a lot of good lessons there. We get a major reform coming for the Cannabis Control Commission because of the issues that have developed. It needs to maintain its independence, but there's some issues there, so the point is well taken.
And I'm glad about that. There's some other things coming in. Shout out to everybody who has logged into this conversation.
People were waiting for this
People were
conversation.
waiting.
I told you.
And thank you
I'll be back.
Yeah, thank you, and definitely be back. Thank you for taking the time to kind of continue the conversation. So far we've heard from all sides. We've heard from Wu, we've heard from you, we've heard from Brian, we've heard from everybody. And I think that there is some relief there.
There's some common ground.
There's some common ground there. And so is that on the table? Are we meeting in these rooms and we having that conversation about, okay, this is where we align, this is where we have to fight through?
When
or
you
is
say
that
when you say we, are you picturing like him, Brownsburger, Councilor Worrell, and the mayor? You want me to answer that one for you?
We've been in the same room.
For laymen, for people who don't know
right?
it for outside.
I held my breath for that answer.
It seems to us that, if we're not having these conversations at a table, then how are we getting through them?
Without our ability to work together, we wouldn't have passed affordable housing plan at Upton's Corner Library.
Yeah.
That was a home rule petition. That was significant. We had to suspend multiple state laws to get that to happen.
Yeah.
We passed a major liquor license bill last year
Mhm.
that included
Thank you very
huge
much.
benefits
Yeah.
for the communities that I serve, but all across the city, particularly those that are underserved.
Yeah.
And that was a collaborative effort. So we can get there. I think we will. We have to.
Yeah.
And I think it's on us, and we're going to be taking action in the Senate very soon. And when that product comes out, I think people are going to see, I don't get to agree with my wife 80% of the time. So if we're getting 80% agreement, then I think it's something that we can be able to move forward.
We don't have to be friends. We just got to respect each other.
And we can move forward.
And I think there's a role for community to play as well. Like we said, there will be a product that comes out of that committee that we can all read and look at. And you can call your state rep and your state senator and ask them to explain it to you in layman's terms. You can tune into Spark FM and learn about it so that you can say, oh, what I heard, I can see it now. I believe it. I understand how it works, and I'm supporting it. And then you can decide who to lobby. Maybe you need to call your state senator. Maybe you need to call the mayor's office. Maybe you need to call a city councilor. So they all work together, and that's why I said before when we started, before the senator walked in, is we don't have to be friends. But we have to be respectful.
Well, we can be.
We can be.
We can.
And we have to be, but we have to be rooted in serving people.
And that's it.
The people that are
mission's
good.
got to align like that. I think it will. Again, I think we got 80% agreement on the policy, and that should be that. What was the phrase? Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
Yes, I like that. I like that because a lot of people do wait for the perfect, and I know that everybody, regardless of what passes, everybody's not going to always be happy regardless of anything. But I think getting to that common ground and making sure that 80% or even 90% agreeable, might work out for all of us. I
hate that you put on your Donald Trump voice.
Agreeable. Obviously I'm very, very biased here to whatever cuts taxes for small businesses because that's where I'm at. The small joking me to death. So, as long as people are keeping in mind that we are not big, we are not Legos and things like that. We're just trying to start up and get this right. And the taxes that we're getting hit with from our landlords who own multiple properties is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it might be a combo of all those things.
Passes right down to the retail business.
With that said, we are going to slide to the side because we've been here for a while and this conversation will continue. Senator has agreed or has promised to come back at least once a quarter because that's how we're trying to make sure that we get you guys circulating in the conversation never leaves, from the people that,
And I'll be happy to come back, especially in the aftermath of action so we can update people.
Yes, absolutely. As soon as this passes or as soon as whatever happens, we want you back to kind of explain it to the people and let them know what's going on. But again, thank you so much for taking the time to come in
Thank
here.
you. It's an honor to be here.
With that said,
thank you for our gifts.
Yes, we got gifts, everybody.
Happy 250th anniversary.
Yes.
Fort Hill, Roxbury Heritage Park, Dorchester Heights.
This is awesome.
Yeah, you need this scarf season too. It's right on time.
I'm hot right now, so I should take this off. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. All of you guys that have called in. The phone lines will be open all the time, especially on Tuesdays. We want to see you guys all back here every Tuesday for civic engagement and voting and learning things. We learned about abatements. And home rule petitions, all kinds of evaluations. So we'll continue this throughout the year. Spark FM Online, number one for urban and Caribbean.
on to check in as well.
Yes, Brian was there. I saw a lot of different local politicians and leaders checking in today. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, Wednesday, for some more talk and community.
Yes.
Saucy and Friends in the morning, 9 to 11 every Monday through Friday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce. Rockstone Triz.
Arc FM.
JP Morgan Chase is